Hey guys, me and Lydia didn't really record a vlog. We recorded a podcast and said we were a little bit too tired to do anything, so hopefully you guys like this new idea.
Lydia told me I had to start thinking of what I wanted to talk about, and there is something that I did want to talk about. So, the time before last, when I went to go to Canton, I'm moving there, as you know. And it was just me and Judah, and we were looking at places. On my drive back, there's this place that I always stop at on my way there and on my way back because it's 3.5 hours, and it's literally exact halfway. I was surprised on how exact halfway it is. I go into the bathroom on my way back, and it's 7 o'clock at night, and one side is closed, so I couldn't go to that side, so I had to go to one side. And I go in, and there's already a dude at the urinal.
Is there only one urinal?
There's 2 urinals. So I went to the one next to him, and I swear to God, I saw this dude distributing free literature. But I looked straight forward.
How far away are they?
The stalls? Well, there's
Yeah, but there's a little thingy, but
that was it.
Oh, I would have went into the stall.
Well, I didn't know that until I already got into the urinal place, and I just, in my peripheral, I'm this man is making a gesture that makes me think that he's so I kept looking forward. So I didn't make eye contact with him, and he notices me, and he quickly puts everything away and goes and washes his hand, and as he's washing his hands, I realize I'm not peeing.
You're just...
So I'm what if
who's the creep now?
That's what I was thinking. I'm he's gonna think I'm weird. I was straight up. I was oh my God, this guy's gonna think I'm so weird because I was just infiltrating his time to where he could. And so I was okay, come on, we have to pee now.
We were getting performance.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be weird.
Oh my God.
Oh, I think the only person I told that was my sister. Because the moment that I got out, I was I need to talk about this. I can't just be the only one that knows.
Did I tell you about what happened in the Target bathroom? Did I? After me and Chase went to go, it was National Movie Theater Day, so AMC had this $3, every ticket was $3, whatever. Really cool. So we went there. There were so many people there, obviously, because tickets were $3. And so afterwards, we decided not to go to the restroom there, but at a Target that was literally a minute away. So we go in. I rush in there, and 2 stalls over, I hear noises, and not the noises you would want to hear. And I'm there's no way. There's no way. And so I look down, only one set of feet. And I heard they made this noise, it was kind of faint. They made this noise 4 or 5 times. But it was so weird, and I was so scared. And so I hurried up, I washed my hands, and I left. And I ran out, and I had to tell Jace. He's well, did you say anything? No! No one didn't say anything.
Excuse me?
Excuse me. I'm
are you
why
okay
would I say something? He's because it's funny. I'm no, I'm not doing that. I don't know, I just, He's I would have. I'm you're just weird. You're just weird.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Are you okay in there?
Well, the thing is, I swear I heard 2 voices, but there was only, one set of feet, and they were facing a normal way, but I don't know what kind of weird stuff they're doing, but it just didn't sound right.
People need to stop using bathrooms. there's always that
There's
joke.
like it's a big bathroom too. Like
There was like one of my last few days of school, I walked into the boys' bathroom. So the way that Brian is set up is there's like a bathroom on every corner except for one. Oh no, it's only in 2 corners. There's one by the student parking lot and by the gym, and then there's ones upstairs. I know. When you're in the choir room, there's only one that's closest. Otherwise, you're walking like 5 minutes just to go to the bathroom and then walking another 5 minutes back. So you just go to that one. And I'm not even kidding. I walk in, and in the corner are these 2 kids just hitting a vape. And I'm not even kidding. I'm a senior, and I look over at these kids, and they're like newly freshmen.
Honestly, I don't mind controversial, but I don't like vapes at all.
I know you don't.
I think
like
they're
vapes.
very cringy.
Thomas, one time I was like, our coworker Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
we were walking back from dispensing orders, and I was like, dude, I'm so stressed out. Like, I'm trying to find a place. And I'm trying
He's
to
like,
figure
here,
out-
try the cigarette.
he was like, here, you want to try my vape? And I looked down,
This'll
and
help.
there it is, and it was like a weird pink, like a hot pink,
hot.
but it was calm.
It's hot.
Like it was like a warm hot pink is the only way to describe it. And I'm just like, I think I'm good, Thomas.
Was it because it was pink?
No, I'm not sexist.
I know that, school bathrooms are just a special place, especially high school ones.
Did I ever tell you about the guy that got caught at or homecoming? I think it was.
No.
There was this kid. I'm going to use a fake name because I feel like if we call out any people that we're not okay with and we don't talk to on a regular basis, we're going to get slapped with something. We're going to call him.
That's fine.
We're going to call him Jack. Matt. Never mind. Matt is a good name. Matt has been on the football team for quite some time. But Matt isn't, he's not very, he's smart, but he's not very, attentive to everything around him. And he's on the football team, so he's a popular kid, so he's the one that, do drugs, and the coaches never noticed because they didn't care. He goes into the bathroom during homecoming and hits a vape, and the vape detectors go off.
I heard about that.
And
I think it was either Brian or Hicksville.
It was Brian. His excuse was that he thought because it was night they were turned off. And I'm like, if it's a school event, don't you think they'd make sure it was still on?
Yeah. You guys have vape detectors? No.
They installed them.
That's tough.
But the issue is that they never worked.
It got really popular. I feel like after I graduated, Edgerton might have. I don't really know. But I know it got worse.
Brian's got something that isn't correct at all. If it's pretty much if it senses something other than oxygen, you will get reported for it.
I think that they do in Edgerton now, because I'm pretty sure that this one kid, he was hitting a dab pen, not a vape, and I think the detectors went off, so they went in there, and he said to some of his friends that he didn't think they were gonna detect it because it's not a vape. It's I thought it was fine. It's not a vape.
Well, there's this one girl, and she admitted a whole bunch of times that when she would get called down, it was for her vaping in the bathroom. But for the one time that she was called down, it was one of the first days of school, so no one was risking anything. She put on perfume in the thing, and it sent it off at a certain time. So
That's sensitive.
secretaries went through the camera footage after it went off to see who was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And she was one of the 2 girls that were called down, and one girl had a good alibi because she was a straight A Christian student, and then she was a partier type girl. But she was it literally wasn't me. And they're well, we know it wasn't her, so where's the vape at? Because obviously you guys are hiding it in the girls' bathroom. And they were no.
Mm-hmm.
I put perfume on. And your stupid detectors picked it up and said that I was vaping. So we found out like day 3 of these new vape detectors and everyone being scared that they didn't even work correctly. And just what my... I mean, I guess it's understandable that no one else can... How do I want to say it? Like, there's nowhere else you can vape in school, but why do you just choose the bathroom? And also, why do you have to vape when you're in school?
Yeah, that was my thing. I just... yeah, people would just do it in the library, honestly. The librarian, she, like, didn't really... Like, I mean, she would care if she noticed, but she didn't really pay attention that much. Like, we weren't supposed to have, like, our phones or, like, you know, we're supposed to, like, you know, do educational stuff, but, like, we never did. Like, we used to, like, back when, like, the pigeon games on, like, the iPhone were really popular. It's called Crazy 8, but it's literally Uno. And, like, you can send it in a group chat. And, like, you know, you take turns and you do Uno. And, like, we weren't supposed to be on our phones. And me and, like, I think there was, like, 5 of us. We all, like, played it all the time. Like, through practice, like, on, like, bus rides to games, whatever, we would just play it. And this one time, we had stacked +4 all the way around, plus, like, another person. So it was, like, plus, I don't even know, it was, like, +24 or something. And the girl got mad. She's like, are you kidding? Really loud, because we were all in the library. The librarian looked up. She found hers on her phone, and she ended up taking it from her. So she didn't only just get, like, +24 cards, but she got her phone taken for the rest of the day. So the game halted, but yeah, she wasn't too happy about it. That was my favorite game. That was so intense. We all hated each other.
Do you want to talk about the top shelf of the library?
Oh, the top shelf.
The top shelf.
In the library, we only have, like, 3, like, shelves of like, books. There's, like, 1, 2, 3, and then the back. And we have the one reflective, like, you know, those, like, reflective, like, circle mirror thingies that was in the corner, so you can see, because it's kind of like a little nook in between, like, each one or whatever. And so they have that there so they can see students, so, like, you're not hiding or, I don't know. But, like, books. In it, you can see, being educational or whatever. But, like, you can still, they said it so, like, it looks down, so that means, like, it'll see, like, a, like, decent amount of, like, the top of the shelf. Mm-hmm. And so what people would do is whenever they had, like, lunch and then, like, a library or a Nova class or whatever, they would go and sneak some sort of food up there. And this became a little tradition. And people didn't put stuff up there too often, so it wasn't, like, a ginormous collection, but, like, there was probably, like, 10 items, even, up there. And this lasted for 5 years. The janitors never cleaned it for 5 years. Because we would see it. We'd look up there at the beginning of every single year, and it was always there. My favorite piece of food that people would put up there was, this is really nutritious that they feed us this, but some broccoli. It has some nice green, clean broccoli. They put it up there. Within, like, a few months, it turned into a brown tumbleweed. And this thing was gross. It still held its, like, tree-like shape, but it was brown and shriveled. And I think it was my senior year. Yeah, my senior year.
That was when COVID hit.
When COVID hit and, like, everyone was, like, enforcing, like, cleaning and stuff. They took it all down, and I can't express to you, like, the devastation that washed over my entire class. Because it was like that when we were freshmen, and we were now seniors. So it was an emotional time, and every single person knows about that. So, I just think that a lot of the kids in my school just had issues with sticking food in places that they just shouldn't. Kind of like the boys' bathroom, how they would put it in the ceiling tiles.
Tell that one.
That was just gross. I don't know why they would do that to themselves, because it smelled up the bathroom, because they would put, like, milk-based stuff. Like, like the really freezer-burnt ice cream.
Didn't you say that they put, like, ice cream or something?
They put ice cream, and it smelled, and they didn't know what it was. Like, the janitors were like, I don't see anything in there. Yeah, no, because it's in the ceiling tiles. And did you know that Chase almost got caught putting stuff in there?
I think you told me this, but I don't
he I don't know why, like, they would just, like, sneak stuff into the bathroom, and so he brought a half-drank, like, carton of chocolate milk, and his hand, like, he was pushing up the ceiling tile, and he was putting his hand up through the ceiling with this milk, and the principal walks in. So he's, like, his arms halfway through the ceiling tile. So he hurries up and gets down. And then they end up finding it. They didn't even get in any trouble, though. So, it's whatever.
How do you not get in trouble for doing that?
I don't know.
You could have.
They ended up finding it.
Someone to get sick.
I don't remember if that's when they found it or they found it later. But they didn't say a word about it. Not a single thing. So, it was gross, though.
Yeah. Like, you can't just...
But, like, I think they just, like, wanted to push on everyone's buttons, like the students, all the guys, they always did whatever they wanted.
Tell about the lunch lady.
Oh, the lunch lady. Lunchtime was special. So we would, like, after you're done, you throw away your stuff and then you put it, your empty tray onto, like, the whatever, the stand thingy, and they wash it. And this lady, she was just grumpy all the time. She, like, really hated her life. I mean, I don't blame her if you're
lunch
doing
lady.
That. Lunch ladies.
My grandma's a lunch lady, though.
Yeah, but we had some really nice lunch ladies. We had some really cool people, but she was not very happy. So, it was never bad until she made a comment about it, which was a horrible, horrible mistake. But so, no one really understands why it started, because no one ever, like, did anything bad, but she decided it was a good idea to go up on, like, the stage of where everyone ate, and, like, was like, I have an announcement to make, and, like, she was just, like, saying that, we can't be throwing away all your trash, you have to make sure all this and that, and it's all clean for us. And so after her old spiel or whatever, she got down off the stage, and everyone clapped for her. Just the whole lunchroom, even though she was really, really upset. So, then the guys decided to take it into their own hands and just make everything worse. They would just leave all their food and smear it all on their tray. They would get gum, and this just made the lunch lady even more mad. And so, she did what she loves to do, and she got back up on that stage a couple days later and announced again that she's tired of our bullcrap and we need to stop making it worse. And
so they responded with?
And so this one guy, I don't know if I told you this one guy, he just did whatever he wanted to. Like, I'll just tell you more about him. He's a special guy. But he yelled when she was complaining about it, she's like, it's your job. And she stopped in her dead of her tracks, and her face got so red, and she's like, who just said that? No one ratted him out. Everyone was like, yeah.
Yeah, it is your job.
No, but, and then, she got annoyed. She yelled at us some more. She got off the stage, and we gave her another standing ovation for, doing such a great speech. But,
how many times
she got up on the stage and talked to us, I think, 4 times within a year. to the point where, like, you know, I knew that everyone was gonna stand up and clap, so I have, like, videos of it.
I love those videos.
It was
I remember
special.
the first time you told me, it was, like, just so weird. And I was like, there's no way that they did this.
She ended up getting fired, honestly. Either she got fired or she quit. I would have quit, honestly.
Listen, I'm kind of glad for, like, many reasons that I didn't go to Edgerton. One of them being is that I didn't turn out like that.
Like what?
Like all the other guys.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
no,
because there was no one that
they're-
was an outlier, were they? Like,
Huh?
everyone was just part of the same group? Because, like, Edgerton's not that
Yeah,
big.
I mean, like, there's, like, smaller groups, but most of the time, like, everyone just kind of got along with each other, except there's, like, those, like, two kind of weird groups, you know? But
Emo
other
kids.
than that, like, yeah,
Furries.
it was, yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time we had to explain to my grandma what a furry was?
Oh, poor lady.
Oh
She had
my
to find out that way.
So, I don't remember why, but it was some family gathering, and my older sister, I don't think was there. I think she had something going on. And me and my cousin, she's the oldest of her siblings, my grandma just goes, "What's a furry?" And we're like, it's someone who wants to be a different like, they don't want to be human, they want to be wolves, deer.
Often, like, in, like, a sexual way, too, which I think is
Yeah,
really
but-
weird. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
There's two other sections to this story, and one of them is my grandma goes, like, we're just, like, randomly in school. She texts me, and she goes, "So the girls that wear a collar, are they furries?" And I go, "No, Graham, those are just emo kids." Unless they're wearing
Here's
a tail.
the real test between emo and furries.
Unless they're wearing a tail and cat ears, they're not a furry. They're just emo.
Mhm.
And she goes, "Okay." A month goes by, and she forgets the word furry. And she goes, "Can you tell me what a fuzzy is again?"
You're like, what?
And I'm in foods class, so me and the guy I'm working with, we're reading this message, and we both can't understand what my grandma was trying to say by "Can you tell me what a fuzzy is?" And so, like, I was like, "Hey guys," and it was only dudes and Mrs. Vidic, the foods teacher. So I'm like, "Hey guys, what's a fuzzy?" And I think it was my friend Brent, he goes, "You mean a furry?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yes, that's what she's talking about, thank you." And I had to explain to her what a furry was again, and she was like, "So all the kids that want the litter boxes in school?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What are you talking about?"
That is so gross. Ew.
Look,
Yeah, I heard about. I think it started. I first heard about it when it was in Napoleon. They were like, a bunch of students were going and being mad that there wasn't kitty litter boxes in the bathrooms. They're like, "We want kitty little litter boxes.
Kitty little litter boxes.
Kitty little litter."
She said this, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "There are kids at some school in our area that are upset that they don't have litter boxes."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
If this is, like, gonna get hate, that's fine. I don't, like, maybe I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, it's kind of like the LGBTQ plus community. I mean, I support, but I don't really understand everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's probably kind of like that, where I don't understand anything about it, but you just don't want to be a human.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a touchy subject. It really is. But
Have I ever told you, I think I told you about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
what about it?
They reference songs a whole bunch in it.
Right.
And because of copyright reasons, they can do that freely in Japan, but when they bring it over to America, they have to do this thing called localization, where they can't use the exact words for the names anymore. So this character's stand called White Snake became Pale Snake. Well, there was one called Marilyn Manson Debt Collector, and they changed it to Mary Lynn Manson Debt Collector, which I thought was the stupidest thing, because you could just call it Debt Collector. There's nothing.
You don't have to.
You don't have to call it Mary Lynn Manson
That's
Debt
really
Collector.
I like that. No, my favorite thing was when you do stuff like that. Have you ever played Sims? Like just like a normal Sims game?
My sister did for a year probably, and I probably watched her during it.
So my brother and his girlfriend went on like a kick of playing it. I'm not even kidding you, for like 2-3 weeks straight. Like he was down here playing Sims for like 10 hours a day, like all night. And he was in tears the one day, and he went to go get me, and he's like, "You need to come check out this concert."
What?
They were like, it was like some special event or something that they would do on Sundays, where it was like these Sims characters, and you would like go to this event, and there was like on this stage, and they were like singing popular songs, but it like in like the Sims language. Yeah, in like the tone of like a popular song, with like the popular songs like instrumental. And he was laughing so hard. I don't know, what was it?
Please don't say Despacito.
Heat Waves by Glass Animals.
It was Heat Waves.
That was one of them. I can't remember some of the other ones, but I remember that one. He thought it was so funny. I don't even know. I don't even know if I can find it. It was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was good.
No way!
It's so good.
No, it's
Who sang that? They paid.
They paid someone to do that.
They paid someone to do that. That was beautiful.
Oh my gosh! Do you think they had to get
They're like
typing up Glass Animals email?
They're like,
excuse me, can we use your favorite
No, they
song?
they're probably like, okay, so we want you to sing this song, but we'll type it all out for you. So someone had to sit down and think of Sims words that will like kind of go with that. And they like typed it out so this guy could sing it. And they're like, okay, just sing these. He's like, they're not words. Like, we know.
We know.
We just can't be copyrighted. It's Sims. They don't speak real words.
You don't understand. You're going to make billions of dollars.
You're going to be the next superstar.
And then he's never heard of again.
Never.
I don't know. I never got into Sims.
I didn't play a lot of games. I'm upset about it. What I did was I would watch my brothers play. I wouldn't actually like play games, which like I didn't have any console besides like a Wii, and like you don't play
You don't play the Wii, you exercise.
No, my game is like Mario Kart. That's what we had. We had Mario Kart, we had Wii Play, Wii Sports, and like the Nintendo. No, what is it? Like the
Wii
party one, where it's like the game board.
Mario
Party? Yeah, is it Mario Party?
Mario Party kind of has something like that.
Yeah, probably. But like, I did like those games. I played a lot of Nintendo games. I never played anything else. Like, I'm terrible at like shooter games, Terrible. I love to watch, my favorite things to watch was my brother playing Skyrim.
Really?
Yes. I asked him, I'm like, can you play Skyrim? Either that or
you
Madden.
You can play Skyrim? No.
That or Madden. I liked watching him play Madden, but it was so boring because he would spend like 80 years on like creating a team, which like, it's important and stuff, and that's what he enjoyed doing. He didn't really like playing the games. And he would, like, sim past the games. And I'm like, I wanted to watch those.
I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. My coach for bowling and this one kid who had his head so high up in the clouds, like, and thought he was the best thing in the entire world. I won't talk any smack on him now, but people know who I'm talking about.
The people know.
Especially since I said bowling and gave that description. That literally narrowed it down to one person. The kid was like, I bet I could beat you in Madden. And my coach is like, okay, but if I win, you have to watch my kid for a day. And the kid was like, okay. So after this match, we had practice the next day. And I swear you not, I didn't talk to this kid at all at school. But when we got to bowling, his mood was just like, it felt like he was just so angry. Like, you could feel it before he even said anything about it. And I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, don't worry about it. So the coach comes in. He goes, hey, kid! Nice game last night! And we're like, did you lose? And he goes, shut up.
That's funny.
He was notorious for stuff like that.
My one teacher, she wasn't internationally known, but her brother kind of was.
What do you
Did I tell you about that?
I don't think so.
I mean, not really. But he was a part of, I don't even know if you'll know this meme, but her brother was a popular meme. Have you ever heard of Bad Luck Brian? That one?
Is that him?
That is her brother.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Her name was, her last name was Craven. And his last name's Craven. And that was like, she was a brand new teacher and she comes in and we're like telling like, you know, random facts about each other. And she's like, yeah, my brother is Bad Luck Brian. And she was telling us all about it. I thought it was really funny because she actually kind of, I mean, not really looks like him, but she was telling us how he went to like, he did a commercial for McDonald's. Yeah, they like flew him out and she was telling us how he told her that the food was terrible. That they would have him eat. It was cold, it didn't taste right, it was just not great at all. He almost didn't do it and he was not having a great time. I thought that was really fun. That's the only person that she's internationally known for. Not really, but yeah.
Well, I mean, internationally known for.
Yeah, internationally.
Internationally known for.
That's so funny. I don't even know how. Yeah, it's literally his yearbook photo, and like it just blew up, and he doesn't know why, or why they chose Brian.
Yeah, so
why it's
his
Bad
name
Luck.
Kyle.
His name's Kyle. I can't remember what her
Bad
name
Luck
is.
Kyle. I think that kind of rolls off the tongue.
Bad Luck Kyle?
Bad
Not
Luck
really.
Kyle.
Bad Luck Kyle.
Bad Luck Kyle.
Brian.
I mean, it's because Bad Luck
But
Kyle. You could just Bad Luck Kyle.
Bad Luck. Wow.
Yeah.
So like, is cereal a soup?
That's how you want to go? We were just talking about how Bad Luck Brian would go besides Bad Luck Kyle, and you're like, is cereal
I'm
a
just
soup?
thinking about it.
Cereal is not a soup.
Why not?
Because you wouldn't add the meat and everything into a bowl before you pour the broth.
Huh?
Like, okay, so think about it. If you say I'm making chicken noodle soup,
Okay.
I put the noodles, I put the chicken, I put like carrots and celery and stuff. Would I then pour in the broth?
You could. What's wrong with doing all that first? It's not going to change it.
Do you
if you put noodles, if you're just a traditional chicken noodle soup,
I'm always a traditional chicken noodle soup.
and if you make like homemade noodles and then like you cut up some chicken, You put it in a bowl, and then you just pour broth over it.
That's not what you would do.
Why does the order matter?
No.
Does that make it up just because... Okay, it's not soup because the order... Some people put milk and then their cereal.
That's not
Is that
correct.
not... That's just what you're saying.
No, it's... Oh my god.
That is what you just said.
No, I'm just saying, like, usually when you make cereal, you pour the cereal and then you add the milk. You don't add the cereal
Okay,
and then add the
doesn't
milk
matter.
and then
If you're
boil
not-
it for
if
30
you're not-
minutes
if-
in order to...
No, that's not what I'm saying. If I literally handed you a bowl of soup and a bowl of cereal, you have no clue how I assembled these.
You have no idea.
You weren't even
I have
there.
a
You were in the other room preoccupied, and I bring you these two bowls. I'd be like, are these kind of the same thing? See, I have my reasoning for why I think it's not, but I want to hear your side.
So you don't think it
No.
is? And yet you're arguing with
I
me
like to-
over me
I
saying
li-
it's not?
Okay, because your reasoning sucks.
No, it doesn't!
Because I put it in the wrong order.
Oh my god. So you wouldn't prepare your... Okay,
What?
would you add the milk and the cereal at the exact same time?
I could.
But would you?
Do you do that with soup?
I mean, I guess not, but like... You would
It
like
doesn't
start.
matter.
You would
It doesn't
start boiling the broth, and then you'd add the noodles, and then you'd add the chicken, and you'd add
Like
stuff in.
Ratatouille, like Remy.
Like Remy Ratatouille, yeah.
His name's not Ratatouille.
Remy Ratatouille.
Okay. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter how you assemble it.
Oh my god! If you
My
agree
thing-
with me,
my
then
thing-
shut up.
My thing is, okay, I think a big part of, like, soup is a meat broth. There's some sort of, like, meaty substance. That was gross. Meaty meat.
Meaty substance. That
Meaty-
was gross.
Meaty substance. You know, like, in cereal, there's not. Like, then you got, like, stew. It's, like, thicker, right? You know. I don't even know if I've had
I'm
stew.
actually upset that you were sitting there calling me stupid, but yet you agree
No,
with me.
I agree, but your reasoning just wasn't good enough.
Do you have anything?
Because it's not because of the way you assemble your cereal. You're just wrong.
Jacob, do you have anything you want to say?
I
think Lydia's stupid.
No, he would say
Yeah,
that.
that's Jacob Adams, everyone.
No, he would say that. But I'm just saying. So like, okay. If we're
Is
just gonna
it-
go
hold
off
on.
this tangent.
Is he the Tesla equals gay wad?
No, that's my other brother. Well, that's Katie wrote that, but my other brother is the one with.
Lydia's family has Netflix, and her other brother's name on it is Tesla equals gay wad.
Well, it was because we all have like our accounts, you know, like my mom and dad have their account, and then Katie has hers, I have mine. I don't know what Jake uses. I don't think he has his own. But then my brother decided to add one onto there, and he named it Tesla because he has a Tesla and it's his whole personality.
He's that guy.
and so my sister decided to change his name on there from just Tesla to Tesla equals gay wad. And she thought it was really funny.
It is really
and
funny.
so no one's changed it. So I don't know if he knows.
Who changed my
Who
name?
changed it? Yeah, no. I don't know.
There's also the hot dog a sandwich.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's one of your things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say
Don't.
a hot dog has to have its own category. because-
Category. Category.
Category.
You almost had it. It's okay.
That are the first two letters. A hot dog has
Catty
to have-
cornered.
a hot dog has to have its own catty corner.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
it has to have its own category because you can't just label it as a sandwich.
Okay, why not? What is a sub? Is a sub a sandwich?
A sub is it's called a sub sandwich.
It's called what?
It's called
You
a
call it a sub
sandwich.
sandwich?
That's what some people call it.
It's
Search
just
it up.
a sub.
No,
Sub
it's-
is short for submarine.
Give me
Stop
your
it.
phone. Give me your phone.
You're never gonna get past my password. Dang it. No, it's not called a sub
Sub
sandwich.
sandwich.
It's just a
Submarine sandwich.
Wait, is that
Yes.
sandwich?
I
was
lying.
kidding when I said submarine sandwich.
No, it's actually called a submarine. Like, because it's, I don't think
Because it goes
this is
underwater?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I dunk it in water before I eat it.
Oh, okay. It's like breadsticks and like
and
marinara sauce. Oh, I feel like sub. That's a good idea.
But it's
No,
called
a
a sub
hot dog.
sandwich.
A hot dog. Okay, what is the difference? Literally, all the difference is what's
Hold
in the
on,
middle.
Hold on. What do you think? Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich?
Yeah. Why isn't it? It's literally, it's a definition of a sandwich is two like pieces of like meat surrounded by bread.
That's not the definition
Yes,
of a
it is.
sandwich.
We genuinely looked it up in class. I don't really remember what it was. I mean, it's been like
It's
4 years.
It's definitely not a sandwich.
Definition of
You did this
sandwich.
during your junior year. This was a conversation you
Yeah,
guys
because we had no. It would have been 2 pieces of bread with meat, cheese, or other filling between them, eaten as a light meal. That's important.
lied to me.
Yeah, because like, is a hot dog gonna fill you up? No,
Didn't think so.
it's pretty light to me.
Okay. Then,
See, because
then
like it's
by
it's like,
definition.
okay, yeah, because like it's not 2 pieces of bread, but neither is a sub. You know,
Yeah.
you could literally put 2 pieces of bread in a hot dog. You ever do that? Those were some dark times.
Yeah, I had to go through them. But yeah. Did you have to go
Yeah,
through them?
I did.
Did you actually?
Is
Why
it
do I think your parents have been rich like forever?
you don't realize that what my parents did. My mom was a part-time teacher.
Part time.
Yes, she still is. She's part-time. So teacher salary, you know how they say they suck? She did half of it. My dad created his own small church. Why did you think we had money? I was one of 4 children. We weren't rich.
Your mom is part time.
Yes.
Why is
She's
she
up
a
there. She's
full-time
up there.
teacher?
She's up there full time. She does primary kindergarten
Oh,
from
so she only does.
till like 12.
Yeah.
And then from 12 to 3, she'll either do her own stuff or she'll help other classrooms and stuff.
Does she does she stay clocked in like those?
Yeah,
days?
yeah, she does technically. But she didn't used to. She used to literally just be part-time and then go home.
Part-time teacher. That doesn't sound right. Part-time teacher.
You want to go discuss it with her? That doesn't sound right. What do you mean?
Gil, why aren't you full-time? What is with this?
Yeah, just like,
Do you guys not have PM kindergarten?
no,
We had PM kindergarten. It was like,
I don't think so.
I
I don't know.
think it was.
Well,
the way
she's
that it
not
worked was-
kindergarten. She's primary kindergarten.
What is
So,
the
okay,
difference?
okay. So, it's
Is it
for...
Cubdergarten?
Is what?
Cubdergarten?
I don't know.
So it was
Maybe
like it was like a
it's-
class in between preschool and kindergarten.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
basically
so-
it's basically for those kids who are a little bit behind. So like, or they're younger for their class. So they'll hold them back and like advance in some skills. And like she like goes over the alphabet, which is stuff that they should have probably learned, you know.
But they didn't. Really,
But like not
grasp
they didn't really grasp it. So she'll
But the
work
teacher
on
sucks. They didn't learn
Teacher
anything.
sucks. But yeah, so like she'll like do the like alphabet, writing their names, really basic stuff. And then once she's done, they'll send them, I think it's on to kindergarten, but it might be first grade. I can't remember. Cuz they're 5 years old when she has them.
We had a class. It was you either took 2 years of preschool, or you took 1 year of preschool and 1 year of Cubdergarten.
It's not mandatory though.
It was for Brian.
Okay. I don't know if it's the same thing. Cuz it's not mandatory. It's either if the parent decides that their kid, well, they have like a whatever it's called, where they go and test kindergarten assessment, where they test them and their abilities and like what they know and stuff, and from there they decide okay, you know this, so you go on to kindergarten.
Yeah.
Oh, you are struggling with this, so you're gonna stay back.
Yeah. The way that it would work for Brian was after you took your first year of preschool, the teachers would pretty much tell your parents whether or not they thought you would be eligible for kindergarten. But I think kindergarten was like a little bit more expensive, so my parents didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just stayed. Because like I was a smart kid and I always have been. They
Sure.
even shut up. There was one year where they literally were like, we could skip you a grade if you wanted to. And I didn't want to because I was going to miss my friends.
Yeah.
As if I wasn't going to make friends in the grade above me. It's Camden and Adams' grade that I was scared to be a part of.
I'd be scared of that class.
To be part of Camden and Adams' grade? They were pretty cool kids.
I
liked their preps.
I knew.
Their preps were like the good kind. They weren't the partiers. They weren't anything. They were like, well, some of them were.
I don't know who you're honestly, I don't know a lot
Keith
of them.
Heward.
No clue.
Awesome. He's a great dude.
No.
If I ever got to meet Keith again.
Honestly, I mean, I didn't
Awesome.
hate. There was one group of people I didn't. The first group that I hung out with from Brian, not my favorite. Wasn't really. I was kind of forced to kind of hang out with them because my friends hung out with them all the time.
Was it the people that I think. The one where I have a video of one of the kids saying, I am so horny right now?
No, I liked that group. That was the second group. I liked them. Camden was part of that group, actually. They were cool. But the first group, should I say their name?
Sure.
It was I didn't know if you wanted. Was shoot, what are their names? Shoot, I already forgot.
Then don't say them.
No.
Yeah.
That whole group, which, like, you know, they weren't terrible, but they weren't exactly my type of people.
Yeah.
You know. I'm just like, I don't know. They were okay, but... And then it was funny because I stopped hanging out with them, and then me and Naomi met, like, Owen and...
Craig.
Shoot, Craig, the really short guy, Andrew, all of them at Walmart. I told you about that, right?
I think so.
They chased me and Naomi around Walmart. We didn't know who they were. It was because me and Owen, we were on, like, you know, like by the cheese wall in Walmart. Mm-hmm. Me and Naomi were walking on this side, and Owen and like 4 other people were walking on this side. So they were walking, and me and Owen, like, we're all kind of, like, walking, and I looked over, and me and Owen, I didn't know who this kid was, locked eyes, and I don't know what compelled us to do this, but we just held eye contact as we walked. We kept walking past, like, more and more aisles, and we walked staring at each other for 4 aisles, and then I'm like, okay, we need to run. I don't know why. So me and Naomi stopped, we turned around, we run, and they ended up chasing us around this door. I don't know why. Anyways, we ended up, I don't know why we did this, we ended up laying down in, like, the baby clothes area, like, on the floor, and then they ended up finding us, and we're like, hey. Like, what did he say? Oh, well, the first thing that Owen said was, "Do you guys know Andrew?" Because Andrew wasn't. Andrew, like,
you guys know Andrew?
Yeah, you Andrew? You know Andrew? And we're like, yeah, we know Andrew. We had no clue who Andrew is. And we're like, yeah, Andrew's huge, is what they kept saying. Like, he's like 6'8". You didn't see him? We're like, we have no clue who you're talking about. And then Andrew Cogswell comes around the corner like, it's Andrew! we just lose our mind. We don't know who these people are or why they're making fun of Andrew so much. Like, we just met him and they're like, you know Andrew? Hey, you really hurting this kid's heart.
Andrew. You're like 6 foot tall, can bench a school bus.
Yeah. Anyways, and then I don't know why, and then they're like, what are you guys doing tonight? And we're like, nothing. He's like, you guys want to grab some snacks and TP with us? We're like, what? We just met you 2 seconds ago. And then we're just like, you know, feeling spontaneous. So we're like, yeah! So Chris's house. We're like, okay.
Who's Chris?
Chris M. We don't know who Chris M was. No clue. Naomi had her like really beat up blue truck at this point. It was like a pickup truck that was like old and like could break down any second. So I don't know why we were just gonna follow them, but we ended up following them. They drove 2 cars because there was like a lot of them, and one of them they once got one in front of us and then one behind us. So like we couldn't like get out. I don't think they meant it in a creepy way, but it felt a little scary when there's 8 teenagers and they're trapping you with their cars. I don't know. And so we get to Chris's house and they all get out and they're like, come on in. And we're like, can we rain check? They're like, yeah. Cause we're like, we gotta go, but like, we can rain check. And they're like, sure. Like, we were just having a good time, but like, they're like, okay, give them their Snapchats. We end up hanging out with them the next day. And then, yeah, that was like the first time we had met them. And then like more of them were there the next day. And then we ended up TPing. No clue who we TP'd. They didn't tell us. I didn't know. No, and then we don't know who it was, but I remember, Caleb. This wasn't the kid I was thinking of, but Caleb was also there. Camden was there too. Caleb, don't remember his last name.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
But we got in his like truck thingy, and there's too many people in his truck. So it was me, Naomi, and someone was over here on my left. And Owen was like laying on his side on
like
all
doing,
3 of us.
doing the hey,
doing,
you come here often?
Yeah, that. We're just like, okay, I just met you like 24 hours ago.
I met you 24 hours ago.
So, because, like, I think we were in the middle of TPing them. They lived in town. I don't know why they were so stupid to TP someone in town. They turned on their, like, porch light. We all get in the car. A cop ends up following us.
No!
Because not only that, but Andrew pulled out right in front of a cop. And, like, almost had this cop T-bone him. So, like, the cop was, like, following them, too. And we're, like, freaking out.
We're gonna go to jail for TPing. Oh my god.
Yeah, seriously. And so we book it to Walmart, and we all like file out. There's like so many of us. I don't even remember who was all there. There was too many. There was like 10 at least. And we all get into Walmart, and I remember it was I think Craig was flipping out. He was horrified. And then Camden had ran off. We couldn't find him. We're like, where did Camden go? We ended up finding him in the by the Matchbox cars. Like, Camden, we gotta go. We've been looking for you for like 10 minutes, dog. Because he wasn't answering his phone. Whatever. We ended up going back to Chris's house, and we literally stayed there until 5 a.m. We're just like, okay, sure.
Do you want to tell the haunted house story with them? I mean, this is gonna be a Halloween episode, probably.
The haunted house? Yeah. Oh, you mean the train station one?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a haunted house. That was like, it's like abandoned building thing.
Close enough.
It was
Halloween.
Like, by the train tracks, it used to be like a little hub. I don't know what they call them. Whatever, where you would sit and.
Is it the new?
No, this is right outside of Edgerton.
Oh, it's outside of Edgerton?
Yeah. And like they showed us it actually on our senior trip. We go around, our teacher shows us like spots around, whatever.
As if you haven't lived here your entire life.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen this. It's like, it's really cool, but like I don't even know, there's a bunch of stuff in there all the time. No clue like whose stuff it was, and usually like sometimes there's homeless people living in there. Whatever. So this was like a few weeks after that whole first thing happened, and this was like right before COVID, and so we're just hanging out in Chris's basement, and then they're like, we should go do something, and like we had mentioned this abandoned train thingy to them like the last time, and they're like, we should go to there. Oh my gosh, we need to go there, and I'm like, I really don't want to. It was like 1-2 2 o'clock. I just really didn't want to go. And they were like, oh, but we have to.
We must.
I'm like, okay, whatever. So we file into like 2 cars. I drive my big orange car that I used to have, and then Andrew drove his Mustang thingy. I don't remember what it was. And so we're driving, and we're on like 576, and all of a sudden this like orange cat runs out, and
I forgot about the cat.
this cat was like going back and forth on this road, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm like I go to the right, and then it kind of runs to the right, and then I'm like, all right, I'm getting close. I'm like, hard left, and I'm gonna go around it. And I do like a hard left to get on the left side of the road. The cat runs right by my car and just thud. Just run over this cat. And everyone in my car is...
This is really sad.
Everyone in my car is giving me so much crap. They're like, are you trying to hit it? I'm like, no, I'm not trying to hit it. And they were all giving me crap the whole way there. We finally get there, and we get out. And we like go up, and like there's like this house that has like been abandoned, and then behind it is like this train place that we always go into. And we get out, and they're like, Lydia just ran over a cat and he killed it. And everyone in Andrew's car was like, well, actually the cat survived. But the thing was that Andrew ran over it to end it too. So we just both murked this cat.
Imagine not getting smoked once, but twice.
To kill this cat. And I'm like, I felt so bad. We end up going into this abandoned building thingy in the back. We're just doing whatever, looking around. Doesn't really matter. And then it was like, there's quite a few of us. There's like 10 of us. And we're all looking around, and then we look out to where our cars are, and we see like headlights. And we're like, Andrew, you left your headlights on. He's like, no, I didn't. We're like, oh no, who's here? So we all like flip out. Camden had a bucket of like string lights that he found in there that he was gonna take with him. I don't know why. We're like, no, don't. So we're like halfway to the car, and we're like, Camden, let go of the bucket. So he like discus throws this bucket of string lights. We all get in our car, and it's like this random guy. And we're like, what the heck? And he's like blocking our exit, and he's on the phone, and we're like, shoot, he's calling the cops. We're like, why are you calling the cops, first off? Whatever.
As if we're trespassing or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like the cops end up showing up or whatever. He's pissed off because like, you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to be out there. And so he like talks to us, and he's like asking what's going on. We tell him that we're in this abandoned building back here. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna need you all to call your parents. And so everyone's calling their parents, and at this point I turned 18, so I didn't have to call my parents. Luckily. And the cop went over to talk to like Andrew's car. So we're talking to the guy that like was saying like called the cops or whatever, and he was a really nice dude. He was like, because we talked to him, we were like, we weren't, because he thought that we were getting into the house that was there that we kind of parked by.
Yeah.
And he has these cameras set up because he's been having people take stuff from the house. Someone took a brand new dryer and washer from the house that he put it, because he's trying to flip the house. And he put a brand new like washer and dryer in there. Someone stole it. So he got like these security cameras. So he got like a little alert at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it shows him it. And there's like 10 kids. So he's probably crapping his pants that like there's like a bunch of teenagers.
Hey guys, this is the place I found that cool washer and dryer at.
Yeah, seriously. So, and he's like, oh, and then he's like, he felt bad. He's like, oh, I'm sorry guys. I thought you guys were trying to take my stuff. He's It's like, I wouldn't have cared if I knew you guys were not messing with my stuff and we're back there. And I'm like, because he asked the cop, I think the cop asked if, like, we had taken anything, and we're like, no. No. Thank God, no. But yeah, they ended up, and then, because, like, when we were trying to, like, leave, because we didn't know who this guy was, Andrew's car got stuck in the mud. So he had to call his parents first off, and they had to pick him up. And they had to take him and, like, the people that was in his car home, and so they had to come back, like, the next day to come get his car out, because, like, it had, like, frozen over overnight. And they were so mad.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. I was just glad I didn't have to call my parents. I ended up staying the night over at Naomi's house, and I'm like, I'm not going home right now. It was me and my foreign exchange student.
Oh.
Yeah. And so we're like, hey, Chris.
I wish I could have met her, your foreign exchange student.
Oh, she was a good time. I was gonna say, I had the two of them. The first one, she was amazing with her English. She was great. She was so smart.
Have a Glock in both hands, call me ambidextrous.
That's not that one. She was just so smart, whatever. And then the next year, we had another one from Spain again. And I was like, because, like, it's really weird the way that you select them. It's like picking a dog out of, like, the puppy pound. It's the weirdest thing. Literally, we called, like, the lady that, like, was the...
Well, you know, we're looking at the Shih Tzu, but...
She's like, they're like, okay, well... What kind of a student would you like? And they're like you're from what country? I was like, any Spanish speaking? Because, like, I know, like, just a tiny bit of Spanish and whatever. She's like, okay, what age? I don't know. They're like,
not
okay.
old enough to go to school?
And we're like, okay, so let me see. And then they, like, sent, like, 5 different girls. And then...
Over to your house and mom.
like a paper thing, like docs through like email or whatever, and it, like, explains too much about them. It's, like, kind of weird that their parent writes a letter that you can read. You see all their academic, like, history, like, all their stuff, like, pictures of them. It was just weird. But anyways, and so I was in between Lucia, which is who we ended up with, and then this other girl from Brazil. And on Lucia's, it said that her English was a little bit struggling. And I was like, her. I want her.
Let's have some fun.
And so she ended up coming over. You can just tell, like, there's a little bit more of a language barrier. Because, like, she got so much better. She got so much better over time. But, like, we would have to talk pretty slow. And you can tell, like, you know, when you come over to a new country, like, you're scared. You're living with me and my family for the
I'd be scared.
For the next year, you know?
You're coming with me.
So
you're going to be my best friend.
you have no other choice.
I'm the only person you know.
So, like, yeah, and, like, we just love to mess with her and just, like, create, like, just lies because we could. I told you about the Menards thing, right?
No.
Yeah, so we decided, because, like, we would drive through, and you know how big Menards is, right? Just, like, you know, just lights, and you just don't really know. You can't really see into it that much. And so we're like, Lucia, look, there's Menards. We're like, do you know what Menards is? She's like, no, it's a ginormous water park. They are just, like, really big water parks. She's like, really? We're like, yeah. She's like, I want to go to Menards. Like, and so we, like, looked up pictures of Kalahari. And she's like, this is the inside. She's like,
this is Menards?
Can we go to Menards? We're like, we can't today. And so she's like telling people in our grades, like, have you been to Menards? And they're like, yeah.
They're cool.
Isn't it so
Did you ever take her to Menards?
No, we never. I think we told her. I could be wrong. She could have a
Text
false.
her right now and say, hey,
like-
do you know? Did we ever tell you what Menards really was?
We just like to like do stuff like that. We had a couple of them where we would like switch words and we'd be like, she would be saying something right and we're like, no, that's not how you say it. Like we had like full reign to do like whatever. Yeah, she was really cool though. She was honestly a lot of fun, and I was really glad she was here during quarantine.
She was here during quarantine?
Yeah. Yeah, because it
They
was my
didn't send
senior
her
year.
back?
No. She ended up staying because our area was a low risk because, you know, Edgerton is really small and it wasn't too bad around here. And it was actually safer for her to be here than it was back in, because she lived in, like, Madrid.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So they're like, okay, yeah, if you want to stay here. So she stayed a lot longer, actually, than she was originally. She was here for 4th of July, which was really cool for her. You know, America!
Yay!
Yay, America!
Can you
Yeah.
plug in both hands? Call me ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. Just stuff like that. Yeah.
I really hope that she knows that I know who she is. And I know.
No clue. I know all that happens.
I know that you wore your volleyball uniform backwards, and you go, "What is wrong?"
Yeah, it's funny because they like over in Spain, like they don't like take sports very, you know, they don't have school sports.
What?
Yeah, they don't have school sports. They have clubs that you can join outside. But like you don't practice really a whole lot. You just kind of have like these like games and not really a whole lot of you know, practices. And so the first girl that we had here, she was like, "I'm amazing at volleyball." She's like, "I'm just really good. I'm like the best on my team." I'm like, "Cool." It's like,
you can join our volleyball.
It's like I'm recruiting. And she
Come on over.
She comes in and Edgerton just like. We're not good at volleyball, really. They're doing good this year, but like, we never took it serious. Like I said before, we never even touched the volleyball until 7th grade. You know, like we didn't really have clubs. We didn't do anything. We don't have leagues really around here, unless you went to like Defiance, which is, you know, 35, 40 minutes away, or like Angola, 40, 35 minutes away, you know. No one ever took it that serious. And so, like, we just, like, weren't great. But, like, you know, whatever. And she comes in and she is just terrible. She just, like...
No.
She was not good. And she was like, "You guys are amazing." And I'm like, "No, we're not."
Hold on. Was she, like, the best back home?
Mm-hmm. She was really
and
good
she
back
was
home.
bad
and
here?
she was really pretty bad here.
Oh.
No, yeah. It wasn't.
The poor baby.
Yeah, she was like starstruck. She's like seeing like the actual good teams like Tenora and Wayne Trace and all them, and she's like, "Oh, they're like pros." This is like Northwest Ohio.
This is pro.
This is
pro volleyball?
Northwest Ohio high school volleyball.
So, I guess this is kind of our goodbye.
That was a really good ending.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about me and you, our goodbye, because... No, dude, I actually might start crying. Like...
Better not.
Like, I think I've mentioned it in a vlog before, but I am moving. And I'm moving pretty far away from Lydia and my family, and this is going to be the last day that me and Lydia can hang out, because I'll have to pack and I'll have to spend the rest of the time with my family. I mean, I'll see Lydia at work, but this is like it until I can come back and manage to find a day where she's not in Toledo or Fort Wayne on a weekend.
I'll be closer in Fort Toledo.
Yeah,
Like
but that's still 2 hours.
2 hours. We can meet up in the middle, like at Sandusky, and we'll ride roller coasters.
We'll go to Cedar Point.
Mm-hmm. I want to go to Cedar Point so bad.
It's fall.
I know.
It's
They
October.
closed. They had their.
Oh no!
No, they had their whatever it called, the holidays.
Oh, is that their
It's like
final?
their Halloween thingy.
Yeah, that's
I think
their
they had
final
it like
days.
last weekend or something like that, and that was sad.
But this is gonna be it until either Lydia moves closer to me, which you're going to Akron for school, aren't you? Or Cincinnati?
Toledo.
You're going to, I thought you were gonna go to. Oh wait, no, I'm getting my things confused. I thought you were going to go to Toledo, but then decided to go to
Well, I was
Cleveland, but then it was Cleveland.
Cincinnati.
Then or Cincinnati. Well, either way, you want to be closer to me anyways. Yeah.
Cincinnati. I was going to, but I think I'm gonna go to Toledo. It's closer.
Yeah. But this is me and Lydia's final time together until I can manage to find time to come and see her.
It sounds like you're dying.
I am. But I do want to thank you for the year of friendship that you've given me and for supporting me in a lot of ways. For the first time that I started vlogging, it was with you, and I never even gave you a heads up. I just told you that I started recording and I was going to make a vlog, and you moved the duck down so that way the duck wasn't between us. And pretty much always being my fallback person and introducing me to some of the greatest people that I've ever met.
That's a stretch.
No, like
Chase
your
isn't
friends
that
are
great.
okay.
I'm kidding.
Like Chase, he's a really funny dude. Josh, I feel like I could relate to him in so many ways possible. Abby is very sweet and amazing, and Avery made me laugh my entire ass off. And it was because of calling you a freak at Walmart that I got to meet all of these people. And I got to meet one of my best friends, and I think that I'm gonna miss you a lot when I leave.
All emotional.
So thank you.
Letting you
So-
do your thing.
This is the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening. Check out the vlogs, please. I am still confused as to how the soda one was the one that I was given so much praise for, and yet it has less views than the other two vlogs. Well, that is the end of the what's this thing called?
Podcast.
This is the end of the podcast. I don't know what we're going to call it. I don't know what I'm going to call it because it's not going to be me and you. I don't know if I'll use this as a replacement for a vlog if I can't find a way to vlog, or I can't find anything to do while I'm down in Canton, and then I'll just call up one of you guys and have you guys record and send me the audio back. But I'll try and figure something out. My grandma even is concerned.
With what?
Who are you going to record with when you move? Judah? Yes, Graham, I can record with Judah. Yes.
Oh no!
I literally have like one person in every vlog. Like, I mean, in the first one it was just me and you, and then it was me and you, and then Byron was a special guest, and then me and Brent, and then my friend Preston was a special guest because he was going into Walmart when we were leaving. So I'll try and figure something out to do with this podcast. Bye. You gotta say bye too.
Do I say bye or do I do what?
Just say bye.
Peace out.